Hello Bitzbox, this is Craig from Bitzbox.co.uk here with another conversion video. So in this one, I'm going to be taking the Outrider squad from the Indomitus set. So these are the big Primaris bikes, which look awesome. And yeah, I'm going to be converting them up with some Chaos parts and making some Chaos bikes. So yeah, really looking forward to doing this one. So let's just jump straight in. Okay, so as you can see, I've got three Outrider bikes here, and they're all partially assembled. So the assembly that I think is best to sort of work from, get the two halves together and then put one outer half on with the body back. You can see the other outer half is left off. Just gives you a little bit more room to work with. But you could probably get away with having it on as long as you've got the body back on. You could use full Chaos Spaceman body, but it'll be a bit more work. As you can see in a minute, I think we're going to need to use some of the front for a Spaceman as well. And yeah, I'm keeping the legs just because it'll be a lot of work to replace them with Chaos ones. If you could do some, if you're good at green stuff, you could add some trim or whatnot, make them look more chaosy, but I don't think I'm going to add too much. I could always add some spikes or something to them. So I was playing around earlier with these and I cut down the Chaos torso front to go on the front. And it just didn't look too great down by the belt area. You can sort of see there's a big old gap. Oh, there's a big old gap there. So I think I want to keep the belt the same. Now I think this one that I've already got pre-cut goes on this body pack. That's what goes on there. So yeah, what I'll do is just cut off the belt for this torso front, which will come off quite easily. Get quite a good clean cut on that as well. Just file it down a little bit, and then that can go on. Now, of course, at this stage, it'll be a case of gluing it on, and it's not going to snap fit anymore. But that will cover up that gap at the bottom, in theory. And then you can just take a normal torso front, and then what you should have is like a sort of that belly area. I mean, I could have kept some of it from that, maybe. That could have been a possibility. Maybe we'll try it on the other ones. What I can do though is if I want to take this one. This one's got more to it. So some of the Chaos torso fronts will be like this, where you haven't got the belly area, and some of them will have a belly area. So I can just take the belt off this one and chuck that there instead. But yeah, for future ones, I could even keep the original belly area on the Spaceman one. So yeah, I'm going to get that trimmed up, and that looks like I'm going to have to hold that in place for a little while to get that to glue. So yeah. Okay, so I've put bodies on two of them, and I've done them sort of slightly differently. So this one's just got the belt. Now you can see there's some focusing going on. I've had to angle that body back slightly. And you see there's gaps there, but that doesn't matter because they can be filled. But with the other one, I've obviously learned from the mistakes of this one. I actually cut the belt at the bottom down a bit, so then this one can sit a bit more straight. It's because the Primaris torsos are just larger overall, so. And that kind of works, so I've left the bit there, and I've just got this top Chaos bit. Now if you tilt it up, you'll see, the bike's in the way, but you'll see there's a slight gap under there. Again, that can be filled, it's only going to be flat armour plate. If you really want to go to town on it, you could add some tubing and whatnot. But yeah, that's the best way of doing it. So what I'm going to do on the other one, I will just cut another belt down and just stick another torso front on. I've got a couple of spare ones from when I was building the Berserkers, so that's even better. I haven't got to take any from any sort of pairs of legs or whatnot, so I can save them for other miniatures. But we'll concentrate on just these two for now. Next up, nice and easy, just glue a backpack on. I say nice and easy, I don't know if it's going to fit there with that bar, it might slide in. Oh yeah. So, the Chaos backpacks just fit on fine. Easy as that. So I'll grab another one. I should have one in here. Doesn't really matter what backpack you use. I'm just grabbing whatever the first one is I cannot sort of find in the box. So just file off there. And chuck that one on as well. Solid in place. Oh, there we go. Right, I'll be back. Okay, so next up is the handlebars, and I had to take the side piece off to put the handlebars on. So ignore what I said at the beginning. Put the handlebars on also. Although I'm getting a little bit away doing the bodies, but just keep the side bits off for now. I've filed off the symbol on there. It's a bit crude at the moment, that's fine. The handlebar will move about a bit. But that's pretty cool because if your bike's sort of angled to the side, you could move the handlebars to go to the side. So what I want to do is, there's a little piece on there I need to chop off. I'm not going to use the arm that comes with this. I'm going to use a Chaos arm because I want to put the shoulder pad on. The shoulder pads are attached to the arms on these, and I don't want to use the Spaceman one. So with a bit of luck, we can just find like one of the because there's a lot of these arms for bolt guns. They might be long enough. If not, one of the arms. Let's have a look, see what we've got here. So just one of the more outstretched arms might also work. Obviously, you only really want it up to the elbow. Let's chop it off so we've got this sort of piece of trim here. So it's all like there. So it's just past the elbow. Because I think a little bit of trim showing. This is going to fly. There it goes. It isn't going to hurt too much. Hopefully that's not too short. Ooh, am I good at this or what? Chuck on the floor though, I'm good at that also. Let's get that glued on. My glue wants to come out. I'll unclog this and then I'll talk that up, didn't I? Unclog this and then I'll be back. So there we go, now it's on. So that'll teach me for bragging on camera. It did dawn on me though, if I had have cut it too short, I could have just angled the handlebars in a way that would probably have countered that. So, but for the other arm, I'm just going to take a bolt pistol or something, because I think that's, the Spaceman one just has a heavy bolt pistol. So this is the Sergeant miniature, so we'll take this lovely one. Yeah, we'll take that one. And I'll grab a couple of nice shoulder pads as well. Oh, that's a cool one. Yeah, I'll take one nice little skull thing there. Get it shot. Getting shot. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. Just going to glue them on, whack on the shoulder pads, and then just give them a suitable head. I'll do the same for the other one. And then we'll work on making the bike look chaosy. So, I mean, this arm won't be sort of as pointing as away from him as the Space Marine one is. It's just how they are. Although before I glue that on, I just want to file that little bit down in the centre. I zoomed in a little bit, so I'm going that shot now. Yeah, so it's just a case of sticking on shoulder pads, arms, and head. Now, of course, the arms might not match too much. This left one looks a bit bulkier because it's got the big old Primaris glove on. You probably could chop that glove off and just go right down to there. It might get a bit messy around the hand, though. I don't know. Too fussed, to be honest. Or you could just use the other Primaris arms and just replace the weapons for chaosy ones. But then again, you know, you've got the shoulder pads to deal with them. So it could be a case of just using something to completely just file them off or what. It's entirely up to you how you do it. The asymmetrical arms aren't going to bother me too much, but you know, if you're pedantic, if you have more time to fit into them, then go for it. So just very quickly before I get into some additions to the bike, this one had a Spaceman Helmet on there. You can see it's a little bit messy where I cut it off, but I've put some pouches there to cover up the gap. And it sort of looks like there's a big old gap there, but that's actually the shadow. And there's a little bit of a gap, but it's mostly shadow there, so I'll put a little bit of green stuff there, but it doesn't need a great deal. But yeah, you can see the head as well has totally covered up the gap on top, which is really nice. And there's just still that tiny bit of gap on the side, but also here you can put a chainsaw. I'll see if I've got something chaosy I can put there. If not, the original one's still not too bad. But yeah, we'll start working on the bike next. Alrighty, so this is how these two are looking at the moment. I will do a third one before the video is over, but I'll just work on these two for now. I will put the chainsaw on there. So if you have a handlebars, actually just only have the handle, which is quite nice for your basically reaches. That seems to have moved slightly as it dried, but there's a tiny little gap I can fill. But apart from that, it fits pretty good. So onto the bike. Got a couple of these little symbols from a spare Chaos vehicle frame. I haven't got many of these. If you can get hold of a lot of these, then you're sorted. But I've filed down the top of this bike, so I can put a symbol there, like so. Now, of course, there's all sorts of things you could add to your bikes. So you can see that symbol's a little bit bigger than the top, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me anyway. And then this one's going to go on the side of the Serpent's bike. Any little chaos icons you can find, or green stuff. I mean, I could cast these in green stuff if I really wanted to. Don't think I can be bothered, but you can sort of get away with more variety and less uniform and chaos stuff. That fits really nicely on there, I think. Just a tiny little bit overlap, that doesn't matter. So I'm going to add some spikes coming out of the wheels, just like the chaos spikes we're used to. I've just got some ends of cocktail sticks. The easiest way, because you could find plastic spikes and other things. Attaching them, I'm not sure if plastic glue will cut it, so it'll be a super glue jobby. And I can actually use like a spare bit of a stick to just apply that. That's enough, hopefully. And they can just sit on there. Now I do fear that they'll probably easily get knocked off, but just adding that little spike, I think that's a nice little feature actually. That looks quite nice on there. So yeah, I'll get the spikes added to both of these and we'll see what else we can do. Okay, for the champion of the squad, I got this backpack icon from just a regular Chaos Spaceman set. Pretty much all I'm using here, as well as some little symbol and that. And when I sort of cut it down, maybe like so. I'm trying to get that as straight as I can. Doesn't look like that's too straight. Chop on this end as well. So I've got something like this, and then the theory is I can pop on the front there, like so. And to be fair, actually, it doesn't need to be too straight a cut because I don't think that's perfectly flat itself. Yeah, simple as that really. These two halves of this front bike haven't gone together perfectly. There's a little bit of a gap there I have to fill. Let's get that up straighter. But yeah, quite like that. it's all just a case of adding any symbols and stuff you can find, spikes, skulls, whatnot. Anything to make the bikes just look a little bit more chaosy, really. If I cover up as many of them sort of flat panels as you can, because obviously there's so many flat panels, especially with the Primaris design. Doesn't really fit chaos too well, but yeah, I think I'll find some other bits and pieces, get all 3 bikes finished, and then show them off at the end. Okay, and here are the 3 bikes. So, start with the champion. You'll notice that he's got plastic spikes now. I don't think he's got plastic together now, so I might have to replace them all with plastic spikes if I can find some. Add a bit of chain on. He's got the scabbard from the Cornberserk set. Just some chain from the vehicle. And of course a symbol that we saw earlier. Tiny little gaps which will be filled eventually, but I'm for the sake of this video, just getting them put together. So I've been using these hooks from the Chaos Vehicle kit just to add something interesting. I don't have a great deal to choose from, which for someone who runs a bit site, a bit rubbish. But you can put anything on there really. Just cover up flat panels a little bit. Just make them a little bit more interesting. I've done the same on this one. I don't know why I used one green and one regular plastic on either of them. I could have just used 2 of one and 2 of the other. This came off one of the backpacks from one of the Space Marines in the Indomitus set, I think it did. Possibly. It came off a Space Marine, no, it might have been the old Spaceman Grouse Captain actually, but either way I had it lying about and that sort of worked quite well. Some more spikes on the front. Yeah, and this guy went together pretty well. Tiny little gap on the wrist, but nothing too major. I think I cut the belt down a little bit too much, but in the end it actually looks okay. So yeah, quite happy with how these have turned out. So yeah, a little bit of work's required, so if you're thinking of doing the same, then yeah, just be mindful of that. I think some people have been making some and been even using the Chaos Legs as well, so kudos to them. Bit too much work for my liking, but yeah, quite looking forward to getting these painted, and I'll just use them as regular bikes in my Chaos Spaceman army. I know they're a bit bigger than that, but it just look so much better, and hopefully one day Chaos will get larger bikes as well, and who knows, you could be watching this way into the future when they actually have. So yeah, anyway, I hope this has been useful for anyone who's been thinking of doing the same, or you just like seeing what can be done with these miniatures. If you did enjoy the video, then of course give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to our channel to see future videos like this and more. And yeah, leave any comments down below. I do take requests on videos, whether they be painting or converting videos, so yeah, let me know if there's anything you want to see down below in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. You can also click that bell icon to be notified when a new video has gone live on this channel. On the screen now are 2 more videos that you may wish to check out, and a link to our Patreon page also. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.